This is some of the best news that I've got to tell you in a long time. Charlotte and I were looking for some new territory that we'd never been, and in 21 years snowmobiling around the same area, that's a real hard thing to come across. So we didn't expect too much, but we came across an area that was everything we wanted 2 days in a row. First day we came out to this area, we met a wonderful group, and we'd really been praying to meet some new people and get to visit and talk with people about spiritual things, as well as just enjoy the incredibly beautiful weather that it's been this last couple weeks. So that was fun. And we decided to come back, try to find some other places, and ended up coming back to the same area and ran into another even more friendly person. He told us about the area that we were trying to go and explore, and he said, well, being as that you're first timers around here, why don't I take you up there and show you myself? So he hopped on his sled after we visited for quite a while and took off as fast as you could imagine up this hill. And I really thought that as old as he was, I'd be able to keep up with him. But neither Charlotte or I could do that. So later we found out that that's what he did for a living, was travel around on snow machines, exploring snow, looking at the environment that affected snow. And so he was a snow scientist and has spent 90% of his career on a snow machine and really knew what he was doing. As you can see here, I can't even keep up with him at all, but I'm playing around here in this beautiful moraine that's just so much fun. It was a lot of brush underneath me, so there was a couple times that my sled almost just disappeared into it, and had it floored, and yet it still was not going anywhere. So I eventually jumped back on the trail. But this hill that he was taking us up to, this saddle, we could see it from quite a few different points in playing around the 2 days that we'd been there. And so we were really curious if we could make it up there. The couple that we had met the day before had not even tried coming up this moraine here. And so they weren't interested in exploring up this way, so we were going to try it, just Charlotte and I. But once we got up to the top, it really was stunning. And oh wait, I'm passing over some more important stuff here. It looked like there was a whole bunch of fox had been digging into the soil under with those branches that I was telling you about, those bushes. And you could see back there a few moments ago, there was a bunch of footprints, and what those foxes would do is listen for some critters down below and dig their nose down and get it. There was one. I just drove over. There's another. It's right there. But our dog does that, and he catches voles all the time that way. And undoubtedly that's what creatures are doing, looking for some snacks in the middle of the Arctic wasteland. But it was particularly fun running into someone that we'd been praying for, that was friendly, that wanted to visit, that wasn't as distant as most of the people that we run into, as cold as the snow that I'm traveling on. Just hello, and that's about it. Hey, are you stuck? I can help you get unstuck. But they don't want to talk, they don't want to visit. Very typical Alaskan coldness. But this guy, the first words out of his mouth were, hey, I'm a liberal and my name's such and such, and what are you guys doing, and how and we just stood and visited for a long time and shared snacks with him. And he said, why don't I take you up to the top of this hill, and then I'm going to take you to my cabin and introduce you to my wife. So unusual friendliness, very, very pleasant time with his wife and looking at his cabin. We just had a fantastic answer to prayer that what we're consistently looking for is people that want to visit, people that want to be polite, people that want to show and make other people welcome to experience Alaska. That's a huge part of what's missing in American culture today, is that would be an expected norm. You go to places like Switzerland, and they're pretty cold and standoffish. They claim to have one of the happiest societies in the world, but in terms of dealing with newcomers, not so much. Sweden, Finland, and Norway have supposedly high friendliness ratings. From what I've heard, it's pretty much applies to if you're a citizen of that country, and that's good and that's nice, and we need that too. And there are some people that are like this that are super friendly at the beginning, and then you never talk to them again. But going up this beautiful slope was what we had been after, and it was not super steep, but it was definitely, you can see I'm keeping my head straight forward. And then once we get up the top, I was really hoping that it would have more view towards the southwest, but there are some other higher mountains that were blocking it. So that was really interesting that this was not the highest saddle. Now, had we gone up that hill right there, that little knoll right there, then that would be a whole different story. But it was still really fun to see caribou tracks up top there. Visit with my new friend. Got his phone number. Definitely going to go snowmobiling with this guy again. And we just really had a fantastic time with Matthew Strom. He's got a book out there written. What was the name of that book that he wrote? I'll put a picture in it here. I can't remember it, but I'll put a picture here next to the video. And just what a wonderful answer to prayer, to meet friendly people in the middle of nowhere. And he was the only person we met that whole day. So put that in your coincidence or God is answering prayer 2 days in a row. So I'm going to definitely favor the fact that Jesus wants us to love him and love our neighbors as ourselves. That's what he's always looking for. And if you're interested in that too, he'll help you meet people as well. But if you're not believing that God is interested in being involved in your life, then yeah, coincidence is all you're going to experience. Well, anyway, Lord bless you guys. We had a fantastic time. Go out and enjoy God's creation and God's people and be a blessing to them. So we had a great time at his cabin, and I already said that, and I'm yammering here, so take care.